that you get it. There we go. There we go. There we go. Make them combinations fast. Come on. Trust in your speed, son. He got that killer instinct. He know what it takes to get it done.
4 minutes.
That's why it's easy training with him, because he trains so hard.
In terms of my training in my camp, I love combat. I love testing myself.
What's the word, Chris?
Did some cardio earlier.
No, Wednesday we got 12 rounds. 12 3-minute rounds.
Inside the camp, the air crackles as Chris Eubank Jr. sharpens his skills with machine-like precision while his father watches like a commander preparing for war. With the long-awaited Benn rematch nearing, their blend of old-school grit and modern detail feels explosive. This camp isn't just training, it's redemption in motion. And trust me, this is only the beginning. Stick around, because what comes next will shock you.
This is my first full camp in Dubai. I've actually, I've wanted to train out here more consistently for a long time. It's the perfect environment. The gyms are amazing, the nutrition, the food, the sun. As long as you don't get distracted with all the distractions of Dubai, I think it's an amazing place to kind of focus and hone your skills in the fight world.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Work the rope. Work the rope.
As the rematch closes in, the atmosphere inside Team Eubank feels like the calm before a storm. Their first showdown at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, 12 brutal rounds and a unanimous decision, still echoes through the sport. The rematch isn't about settling a score. It's about finishing one.
To get into this fight and find his range, but find his range he did. They just exchanged the rounds one by one. Eventually, Conor Benn looked like he was slowing down, but he found a second wind and managed to take it back to Chris Eubank Jr., particularly just with really aggressive punches. Chris Eubank Jr. working the body, Conor Benn trying to find that knockout punch. It was chaotic, a barrage from both fighters in those final few rounds, and so hard to call. On the fan scorecards, it was level, 114 to 114, and no one could separate these two. But you heard it there, Chris Eubank Jr. wins, and not only does that on unanimous decision, but does it to inflict Conor Benn's first ever.
Eubank Jr. threw 912 punches, landing 367. Benn landed 215 of 593. But the real story wasn't the stats. It was the danger Eubank Jr. faced cutting weight. He missed the limit, paid a fine, and ended the night in a hospital bed. Now he enters the rematch favored, determined to erase every doubt. His father stands proud, but deeply uneasy, because when the truth came out, everything changed.
Weight drained, they put a rehydration clause in. They fined him some £500,000 for coming in, 2 ounces over the weight. It was reported to me by Lawrence Lustig, who is a very famous photographer. Junior wasn't even sweating at the end of the fight. Dehydration. These rules are in place to save my son, to save the lives of fighters. Unfortunately, the reporters, the journalists are not doing their job. They're not holding them to account. Gareth Davis, do your job. Simon Jordan, you speak on boxing, do your job. You are not credible if you let these things happen. What you are is a jester. As I said after the fight, Conor Benn is an extraordinary fighter. Fighting at 156 or fighting a fighter at 160, he doesn't get back down to 147. And if he does, he's not the fighter he could have been. They are dangerous, they are reckless. If the Boxing Board of Control don't do what they're supposed to do, which is to block fights from happening which do not abide by the weights and the rules, you are baboons. I'm not a baboon, and I know this life. I've gone up to cruiserweight, fighting Carl Thompson. Watch that fight. Both of them. where you're watching one man who is almost twice the size of me. So it seems, I say this sparingly, seemingly killing me. And it looks like a fight because the smaller guy, me, has heart. And nothing is going to stop me. No threat. Nothing's going to stop me. I'm going to put a picture up of my eye. It looked like my eye was pregnant and giving birth. That's these promoters pulling me into a fight that I need for the money. So I say, no, I'll do it. But the Boxing Board of Control is not supposed to allow that to happen. So now when I speak on it for my own son, people say, oh, well, you know, he's overreacting. I'm not overreacting.
This camp runs colder, sharper, more focused. Eubank Jr. studies footage like a detective reviewing a crime scene, fixing every flaw from the first fight. He admits he won off experience and heart, but this time he wants domination, not survival.
About what that session involved and the benefits for him.
We call that the Xbox, 6 different stations. You got 3 coaches, you got 3 different obstacles to push you as far as your power shots, your speed, your slipping, your rhythm, your sprints, your endurance on throwing your power shots and stepping over. So we usually do that once a week to push the fighter, and then every week we go up.
Pick it up, pick it up. Keep pushing.
More. There you go. Almost there. Come on, let's go. Let's go.
Come on, Chris. Keep it up, Come on, Go. Come on, keep it up.
Training in Dubai, he cuts out every distraction. Long sparring sessions, harsh conditioning, and 4-minute rounds with 30-second breaks push him to the edge. His father will be ringside, but silent. The preparation feels less like boxing and more like a man preparing for Judgment Day.
First full camp in Dubai. I've actually, I've wanted to train out here more consistently for a long time. It's the perfect environment. The gyms are amazing, the nutrition, the food, the sun. As long as you don't get distracted with all the distractions of Dubai, I think it's an amazing place to kind of focus.
Reuniting with elite coach Brian Bomac McIntyre signals one thing: Eubank Jr. wants total control of the rematch. Bomac says he already has Benn's number, but what really stands out is Jr.'s dark, focused intensity. This camp is different. This is personal.
Just keep grinding, to the next fighter.
Did you get to make it back over for the victory parade?
Yes,
or
definitely we had to come back for the parade. That was beautiful what the city did for Bud.
How was that? Yeah, because we've even seen other fights before where there's been a great turnout, but this looked like a whole new level, and so right, it should have been.
I can imagine probably close to 1 million people there, I would think. Man, it was beautiful. It was beautiful.
Crawford's obviously enjoying some well-deserved time off, but has he spoken to you any more about what kind of next steps would be for him, what he wants?
No, not yet. We talked a little bit yesterday, but we didn't discuss anything about boxing. So we're just making sure, I was checking with him, making sure the gym was going good, the kids was getting a good workout, and we're putting on another show for our up-and-coming fighters. So, he's working on that, and while I'm working with Chris.
Working with Chris, exactly. You are back working with Chris Eubank Jr. You're with him for the rematch against Liam Smith. How did it come about, you coming back into camp with him for this one?
Well, while we was finishing up with Crawford, Chris's guys, they hit me up maybe a month out and asked me would I be, interested. I told them, of course, right away, because I felt like that me and Chris got a good repertoire together, we got a good relationship, and we come out with good results.
Their rivalry is shaped by a legacy built in the 90s when Eubank Sr. and Nigel Benn waged legendary wars. Like Pacquiao versus De La Hoya, size and history collided. Conor Benn stepped up 2 weight classes, defying the odds. Now the sons stand where the fathers once stood, on the edge of their own story.
Be putting a bag on Conor Benn, and here's why. I believe we've seen this type of fight before. The similarities are unreal. 2008. A 29-year-old Manny Pacquiao faced a 35-year-old Oscar De La Hoya. Oscar De La Hoya was the favorite in that fight against Manny Pacquiao because not only was Oscar De La Hoya an experienced and fantastic fighter, he was just naturally the bigger man, and they thought Manny Pacquiao was insane. Chris Eubank Jr., as the bigger man and skilled fighter, people are seeing him as the favorite. And me too, I am predicting a Chris Eubank Jr. win. But where I'm going to put my money is going to be on Conor Benn because of the history, the similarities of what we saw in 2008 with Manny Pacquiao and Oscar De La Hoya. No, Conor Benn is no Manny Pacquiao, but don't get it confused. Chris Eubank Jr. is definitely.
Frazier Clark praised both fighters, calling their first battle a war fought with heart. And when Eubank Sr. made his surprise appearance, 65,000 fans roared as if history itself walked into the arena. Nigel Benn welcomed him, knowing their sons were rewriting a rivalry that refuses to die.
Eubank's here as well. Sir, you turned up to support your son. What a night.
Well, you know, I was always going to be here for my son, irrespective of what you thought. I mean, it's a show. So suspense is part of the game. Now, the performance, championship rounds, standing toe-to-toe, the credit I'm going to give to Conor. I told you he was a superior fighter, but he shouldn't be fighting at 160 or 156. He's a 147 fighter. What couldn't he do around the world? He's been destroyed by the people who are handling him, and they have to be brought to account. Do your job. Do your job. Do your job.
It's great to see you. Thank you.
Then came the warning. Eubank Sr. claimed promoters tricked Jr. into a contract that put profit over safety, a harsh weight cap and rehydration limit that left him dangerously drained. In his words, they sold a spectacle, not a fair fight. Suddenly, the rematch became bigger than boxing. It became a fight for control. If you think that's the whole truth, keep watching.
Which he lost. What couldn't he do at his proper weight, fighting a man of his size? Let me tell you what Junior did. He took away all the sweeties from everyone. They fined him, they blocked him on rehydration, they tricked him on weight. Once you're bringing him down to 160, he's 35 years old. He's a man, he's a big man. He'll do it because he's a warrior, but he shouldn't do it. But he's not going to listen to anyone. If he's not going to listen to me, he's not going to listen to anybody else. So the rematch is, Junior, you have everything, you're rich. You know, those promoters, they hate you because they can never get close to anything that you do. The analogy I will use, they're looking at you like you're a rocket, you've taken off, all the fuel burners and tanks have fallen back to Earth, and you are now in space. They don't have the oxygen to be in the world you live in. They would do anything to be able to live at that.
The weight dynamics are a high-risk gamble. Eubank Jr., a natural middleweight, forced to cut down, and Benn, a lifelong welterweight, climbing up. Their catchweight compromise created danger for both men. And heading into the rematch, those risks only grow sharper. Don't miss what happens next. This story is far from over.